All right, welcome back. Here we're at number 8, exercise 1.8, module 1. Now, as you can see, they provided us with two data files, one named data.md and then data2.md. Both have similar data, same structures, same formatting. We look over, they gave us nothing, and we're going to have to create something. So we're going to ask the user for a file name, get that input from the file. I'm going to do it through a loop and print the lines, prompt the user for a line number. Actual line numbers range from 0 to the number of lines in the file. If the input is 0, the program quits. So we've got two inputs. Enter the input file name. An output. How many lines are in the file, and then enter the number, enter a line number, or 0 to quit. So let's deal with those 3 lines first. We did this first part before. Let's go ahead. This is almost identical what we did before. I just changed the name of it. It was in file before. I don't know, it was in name. So this is exactly what we had in a previous exercise. So I've got the name, and let's go ahead and, as we've done before, let's do it. Open the file and read what's in it. So I open the name you gave me, the user gave me, as read only. There's my connection. And I'm going to use a list function. I create an empty list called lines. Now, from there, I'm going to go line by line and read in what's in there. But I want to add a little something. So I put in a space at the start of the list. It's an empty thing. And then I went through and for each line in the file, I read it in and add it to my lines, that list that I created. So it's tell me what file name is. We're going to go ahead and read it in and take what's in there and tack it onto a list. So from there, excuse me, I want to deal with how many lines. Let's deal with that first. How many lines are in the file? All right. So let's try that. Print. The file has, what's the length of lines? followed by lines. Now length, how long is it? And they're doing -1. Now why is the -1? Because we padded at the beginning. That's the -1. So let's run this and see what happens at this point. File name, data.md. The file has 3 lines. Let's go look. The file has 3 lines. So that functionality is working. I'm okay there. But there was something that they wanted. There was a condition, they said. If the input is 0, the program quits. Alright, so let's come in here and say while true. So here's a while loop that got me in. I'm going to have some break to get out. So, oh, my dyslexia kicked in. It's T-R-U-E. While true, boom. So it's always going to be true to start with. We got in. Now, once I've got in, this next line, you know what? I'm going to say if the length of the lines is equivalent to 0. Break. We're going to get out. Let's come down and we're going to say line number equals int, and they gave us this right here. I don't need the 1, but I do need the space. So there's our line number. So we get the line number from the user. And then, you know what? I'm going to say if line number is equivalent to 0, if they're equivalent, break. Elif, another conditional, line number is greater than or equivalent to the length of lines. You gave me a line that was just too long. And let's give it, let's give it a print statement that tells it we've got an error here. So print, there's an error, it's got to be less than the number of lines. So we told it how many lines. If you gave me 0, we quit. If you gave me a number too big, we told you there was an issue. And then our last else, I'm going to do a print statement. Oops, typo. with the line number and the lines. All right. So let's go ahead and run it, see how we do now. Let's see, data.md. File has 3 lines. We're good. We've indented that now, so we're in this while loop. We've got past this, meaning there's something in there to actually deal with. And we're here now. So give us a number. Now, we'll go ahead and enter line number 1. And number 1, Lambert 341050. It's exactly the way it should have been. We'll do number 2, 3, 5, error, you went beyond it, 0. So it appears to be working. Now this while true structure, saying while true, true got us in. So this is an infinite loop were it not for the fact that I made sure there were breaks. Okay, so there had to be some mechanism to get out. We will stay in there until we manually break out of the loop. But we've got to make sure there is a way to manually break out or have some other catch in there that, all right, we've gone through 500 times, break. Okay, so it's infinite, but I want to give the option to get out to make it not infinite. So that's that one. Wasn't so bad. Some new concepts of a sort. And let's head on to number 9.